We welcome you to the show today. This is our Local Business This Week segment. Wendy Hendricks is a good friend of mine. Way back, we were little itty-bitty kids. We went to school together in Princeton, and she has loved this central Minnesota area here in St. Cloud as well as I. And we've been talking for years about kind of trying to get something going to talk about local business here at Town Square Media. We're all about local business as well. And we just finally happened to get together, and with Wendy saying, you know what, local business is my passion. She has her Hendricks marketing agency. She works with Agency North Real Estate. She brought in Barry Kirchhoff, who's with the director of Central Minnesota Small Business Development Center at CSCU. And then they bring in a guest every week, and it's just so positive to see all the fun things that are going on in our community. So, Wendy, we've got this wonderful guest here. Les is joining us today. And Les, I mean, I feel like I do not know enough. Like, if you and I were buddies in school, I would be asking you to help me with everything. Les, I don't even know how to say it. He's an engineer. Is it a metallurgical engineer?
You got that right.
Whew, that was the only thing I was good at, was spelling and pronunciation in school. He's got more than 38 years of experience in materials application, failure analysis, R&D program management, materials, processing specifications. I mean, all the smart guy stuff, engineering standards, procedure. I mean, this is the guy, right? He's the guy that could help you through all of your classes. Les, thank you for being here today. You are a business owner, too, and you're president of Central Minnesota Manufacturers Association.
That's correct.
Well,
yes.
Thank you for being here. Wendy, I know that you have a special story on how you got to know Les. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, we were just talking in the lobby. I'm like, what are we going to talk about? Because it's his business and CMMA and manufacturing and workforce. But last night, as I was sending notes, how I met Les was through his wife, Sally, who unfortunately passed away in 2004. And her and I worked together to publish a book, which I just brought a copy to you.
Yes.
And so it's very special having Les here today. And little did I know from that process I would have a second father. He's become like a second father to me. So it's just interesting how life turns out sometimes. So I'm so grateful for him.
So you've been friends with Les for a very long time now.
And he's also, since I've been in commercial real estate, been wonderful, because a couple times we toured some buildings. I had a big warehouse building, and he met me there like in the winter. And he's like, well, the first thing you need to do is learn how to turn the lights on. Because some of these buildings are like, where's the lights? You know?
The big buildings, especially.
I did sell both of those, Les.
That's the good news.
He's my lucky charm.
See? He is the guy that you want to sit next to in class at school, right? All right. So this book is really interesting. Letters to Sarah. Did you want to talk a little bit about the book today?
Oh, we can. I'm actually, my side job is I'm a book publisher. That book, not the best of book publishers. Basically, my wife, it turned out, was a survivor of childhood incest. Mm-hmm. And we were married 15 years before she figured that out. Or both of us figured it out. Oh. And she just opted that she was not going to live that way.
Good for her.
And worked really hard on her recovery. Yeah. And in the end, put together the book, which is really all the letters she wrote to her inner self about the recovery.
Wonderful, because this is a book that can help so many people that don't know that either. Right? They grow up a certain way.
Exactly. So that's one of my projects, in between other things, is to try and go out and sell some books here and there.
Sell some books. Well, this book is called Letters to Sarah. Where can we get this book, by the way?
Well, you can now get it from me. It's interesting. It'll show up on all the bookstores in town, but they don't have copies.
Oh, gotcha.
But in any case, if anybody can contact me at Engel Metallurgical, and we can arrange to get them books. Okay.
And if you're out there going, I can't remember where he said to go, you can just get a hold of me here at kelly@wjon.com. I'll make sure to get you in touch so you can get this book.
Or to me also. Perfect. I have copies. So, so when Sally was first diagnosed, she had years of journal entries. So I took those binders and worked with an editor that, because prior to this, I was with Business Central magazine, so I just pulled in all my creative and writing people, and we did it. So
that's right.
It's exciting,
but it was a very bittersweet process. But so that's how I met Les, and now it's just evolved. So let's talk about Engel Metallurgical.
Yes, tell me about it.
Excuse me.
You're fine.
No, Engel Metallurgical, we're basically a metallurgical consulting company.
Okay.
And so we're metallurgical engineers, we have technicians, and we have other staff. We provide services to three main sectors. We do work for all the other manufacturers in this area and in other parts of the country. We also do work for the insurance companies that have failures and trying to figure out who should pay the bill.
Oh.
And then we also work for the attorneys directly, doing failure analysis. And this is, again, we provide expert witness services for them in court then, too.
Goodness. Yeah, I don't know that I could do any of these things that he's talking about, right? I mean, these are it takes somebody special to be able to understand how to make how to figure out who's responsible or what happened in a situation.
Exactly. Right? That's for the litigation. But then the manufacturers we do work for is also to support any process problems they have, manufacturing problems, support. Many of our clients don't have metallurgical engineers on staff.
Okay.
So then we become like that support to them.
I don't know what metallurgical means. I don't know what it means.
We just, all kinds of work that involves metals.
Got it.
Whether it's making them, using them, how to process them.
Okay.
We can give you a tour sometime.
Yes.
Well,
I
yeah,
would like
you
to
can
have a tour. So, like, if there's a plant out there that's having trouble making something of a certain shape and size for a project and they need some help, they could call you on that?
That's correct.
Kind of? Okay.
Yes. It's all the processing and many times it's easier to get clients after they have a problem.
Of course. They're like, we can't fix this. Who do we call? Let's call Les.
So what is your affiliation with the SBDC? This is another time where Barry and I just always, the SBDC, we have so many similar clients and people we work with. And so how did your relationship with Les start with the SBDC?
Well, I'm trying to remember how we got started. Well, I don't know if he showed up at a CMMA meeting maybe along the way. But in any case, I got to know Barry because I was looking for help for our business and found out that they provided those services.
Yeah.
So then I went to visit with Barry and we did some work with that. Then Barry has projects that his students do to analyze businesses. So we agreed they worked on Engel Metallurgical and did that.
Oh, I love it.
And so then I tend to send all the new business people that are trying to start businesses and that to Barry. Let's see what else. Oh, and then they also offer the other one that's really good is the Profit Mastery course that they put on, which for business owners, it's one thing if you grew up as an accountant, but even some of the accountants don't know how to do that, I don't think.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes it's totally different, right? When it's for a business or you're working on home finances, two totally different kind of things.
But that was a great course in terms of just learning how do you analyze your financials and figure out, are you charging too much? Charging too little.
Wow.
Those kinds of things. So it's been this ongoing thing. And then he shows up at our CMMA meetings normally. So we get to see him all the time. And, but I just think his organization provides a great service to people, especially people that are thinking of starting new businesses. We were just talking about that earlier. I just met with a young man that was trying to start a machine shop.
Okay.
And he was at our place for another reason. And I said, he was questioning, what do I do? How? And I said, well, did you talk to anybody to get help? Well, no, he's just sort of in his garage trying to get it to go. And I said, well, you need to go see Barry and his gang. And I says, the good news is they'll tell you what things you need to do to do it right, but they'll also tell you things you probably shouldn't do. So you won't make terrible mistakes.
Yeah. I don't think everybody realizes the benefit of going to see someone like Barry with that education because we're so passionate about what we want to do, but we may not have that other piece to it. We just think it'll all work out. It'll all work out if we want to go into business for ourselves because we're so good at maybe what we do.
Well, and in fact, Barry, we just talked about that this morning. And what was it, Barry? You said it was 80% of the new businesses fail.
Up to 80% fail within the first 5 years. I kind of want to circle back. This show's about Les because Les, how we met. I wanted to meet Les Engel, and Les is passionate about metallurgical design and stress testing and everything. It's a very, very unique business, and it was very fun to do the student projects as they go like, wow, we never knew this type of, this was unbelievable.
I'm raising my hand. I'm with the students. Yes. I feel like a student.
And Les is very personable. He's not with the so much. He's an extrovert, and usually people with those analytical skills are introverts, and we need those folks too. So I'm not slamming them, but he's just a lot of fun, and he likes to engage in the community. Very, 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 very passionate about manufacturing and student success.
Yeah.
You go to educational meetings, you'll turn around and I'll see there's Les Engel, and then we connect afterwards. He's very active in the community and really cares about educating today's youth, especially opening the doors to the benefits and the rich rewards of a career in manufacturing.
Oh.
And we need so many people to follow that career path. And
Let's talk a little bit
more about that than I can, because
the workforce issues.
Workforce issues.
Yeah, a year and a half ago, we did a series on manufacturing and had a lot of manufacturing people coming in and talking about where would we be without manufacturing? Even the tube of toothpaste that you're using has to be manufactured. I mean, those are jobs that are never going to go away.
That's correct. And I mean, my big item is, as Barry mentioned about for students, is that they really are well informed to make good career choices.
Yeah.
Our experience has been that when the surveys and you talk to everybody, most young people make career choices based on guidance from parents and grandparents, because that's the people they know and see
And trust.
and it's really to try and get the students to understand what their passion is. What do you like to do, and have fun to do it, and then go out and do it. And so that's fine. And for the student that wants to be a physician, there's surely nothing wrong with that either.
Sure.
But if they think engineering and manufacturing's fun, hey, come do it.
Yeah, come do it. And it's something that there is a career. I mean, you can really have a lifelong career in manufacturing in a lot of different sectors.
And that's exactly right. And you make it's a profitable living too. It's not like a job that doesn't pay very well.
Right.
These can all be very good paying jobs.
So you're in manufacturing, you're an engineer. What are some of the jobs that students who might be looking for a career in manufacturing, maybe they're going, I've never really thought about what does manufacturing mean for me? What kind of jobs can people look at these days?
It's just a complete spectrum. I mean, if you start and look at the top end, you can be the owner of the business, the manager.
Yeah.
You can go into engineering, the more technical ones that require probably longer time of training and skill development. But then is to look at all the others that are hands-on, mainly hands-on kind of careers. So whether you're going to go into welding, one of the big training areas that exists right now is called mechatronics.
Okay.
And the tech colleges, they put together a program that takes students that have mechanical skill trainings along with electronic skill trainings.
Wow.
So now the business hires one person that has all these skills rolled into one, which with all the automation, this has been a huge demand. But there's just the whole assortment, everything from drafting, design, the welding, just even being electricians are probably some of the best paid folks right now.
Do you remember how you got started in manufacturing? Were you, did your family have were they into manufacturing, or was it something that told you were like, what is he doing? Where's he going?
That's a good question. I don't even know.
Well, they
that.
don't know how this happened. Well, this is a quick one. But when I was growing up, so I'm in high school, and I'm really into science. I'm into math. That's really going well. I'm one of these kids that had his first chemistry set in the 5th grade, you know. And so, and lived at home, of course. And so there was a family lived across the street from my parents. And one day I'm talking to him, and he asked me, and he says, well, what are you going to do? And by that time, I was getting ready to finish high school. I said, well, pretty clear going to engineering school and be an engineer. And he, well, what kind? And I said, well, the only one I really know much about was chemical engineering. Everybody knows about that. And I said, so I don't know. He says, oh, you want to be a metallurgical engineer? And I said, I don't even know what that is.
Like I did.
We learned today.
Yeah.
And he says, and why I'm telling you that, it turned out he worked for a company. There was a company in the Cincinnati area where I grew up, refined uranium for fuel, for reactors and everything.
Okay.
And he says, all I can tell you is, he says, I'm the HR guy, and I keep trying to hire metallurgists, and I can't find them anywhere. Wow. So he says, it looks to me like a really good career. So when I went to University of Cincinnati, signed up, you got to check. You want to be a chemical engineer or metallurgical? I said, metallurgical. That guy said it was a good idea.
Wow.
He steered you right.
He sure did.
So it's been a fun job for 50 years or whatever.
It's great when you can do what you love to do.
Well, that's it.
You seem like such a happy guy. You must be in the field that you should be in.
That's it. No. It's my kids are like, when are you retiring? I said, well, when I go to work and it's not fun anymore, then I'll go do something else. And they
Isn't
sort
that
of
what we all think?
they look at me like, he's not leaving.
He's not going to quit.
And that's what I think is so inspiring about Les. So many things, but he truly loves what he does.
Yeah.
And I think you see so many people in jobs that just hate what they do. And it's just like life is short, and it is a risk to own your own business. But there's resources out there. And that's what we're trying to do with this positive message is just get out there, take a risk. And if you have a desire to own a business or grow your business, you don't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
I mean, we have so many resources here in the community. And Les also, there's a lot of business owners that they're just focused on their business, but he's so involved in the community and students. And, he's just such a wonderful person. So you can be a good guy and succeed.
That's a good point, But no, I just think it's so important to students. I mean, as you look at this as I got older, it's really what do you give back into the system? And a lot of that I see is realizing that when we go around and visit with these students and realize how they make decisions for their life with such limited information.
Yeah. They don't have like I said, I had never heard of a metallurgical engineer. I never heard the word before.
So we give
and I'm 50 something.
we give tours to high school students going into engineering all the time. We actually have a pretty good success ratio that they were going to go into engineering, but they didn't know which one. And so they come to our place. We let them tour for a day or so, and then they sign up to be. It's now metallurgical engineering got renamed material science engineering.
Okay.
But
now if somebody wanted to come tour or they wanted to learn more, how would they go about doing that?
Just contact Engel Metallurgical. We're more than happy to have you come.
I love that.
Anytime, as long as you want.
Okay.
I've had that tour, and I have to tell you, walking through there is awesome. And Les he is passionate because it's like every hunk of metal he picks up, there's a story behind it. There was a motorcycle fork there, and I said, "What are you doing with that?" And he said, "Stress testing because the insurance company for the accident to see if the fork had failed." And because and he has his every piece of metal has a story at Engel.
It sounds fun. It sounds like investigative work. We all watch like the NCIS movies on TV. This is like real life investigative work in some situations, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
So no.
Well, now I'm going to have to talk to all my sons at home and say, hey, have you thought about this? I don't want you to miss an opportunity.
No, exactly.
Right.
And you've had interns in your business, and he's, supports
Yeah, we normally
that too,
take a college intern every year for the summer, but they have to be a material science student doing that, and so that's gone very well. So, but no, it's been a big success, and I know, like we've talked about, the CMMA group, the Manufacturing Association, and that's why I'm involved in that, because that's one of our big items is workforce development.
Great, fantastic. Well, we're out of time, Les.
I have to say hi to my mom, who's listening today from Princeton, our hometown.
She's listening. Woo, go Tigers. Yeah.
My brother-in-law helped her download the app so she can listen on her phone because she's very close to Les as well, and she didn't want to miss Les on the radio.
Well, I'm so glad that she's listening. I think she actually came out one time and heard me sing with you. Didn't she come out? I remember
yes,
that.
at Molitor's.
All right. Well, Barry, Les, Wendy, thank you all for being here today. Les, you'll come back and join us again?
Sure.
Oh, yes.
I know the other two will be here. We got to get them on. All right. You're listening to AM 1240 and 95.3 FM WJON.